fall to the slower, detailed, macro-oriented style of Wolves. I think there's similarities here between the two teams we have on stage now.
Yeah, PRX not messing about, insta-locking this. You know, the Divide versus Nats head-to-head is going to be very, very interesting. And I don't anticipate anything different from Liquid either from what we talked about.
Yeah, PRX insta-locking all of their agents, and Team Liquid with the final picks coming in here. I'm also anticipating the Viper lock from Nats, so nothing from beyond the norm here, but still I'm expecting some brawly action here from both of these teams.
Yeah, nothing. I did misspeak earlier. It had been PRX that had been rocking the OMEN Team Liquid on the Astra, so no surprises yet on that front.
No, indeed. And for Nats, when the side goes to the defense, he's going to be mid. When it's on the attack, he's going to be in their spawn with an Outlaw.
The very important thing on defense for both these teams, especially our Yoru players, get in front of the Viper utility. There's no Sentinel on either team. Shutting down lurks comes not from playing the information game off your abilities. It comes from being a human drone on the Yoru, taking those forward lines and cutting away the ability to lurk into your sights.
And I can't express this enough, the importance of the operator in moments
100%.
like that. It makes duels that are more 50-50 into 90-10% win rate duels. You want to be able to just shoot the Viper lurk or the Cypher lurk and just end it there.
Or you've heard from the coaches and the players and the fans from us, this is going to get weird. So I'm bringing you two people to keep us grounded. Take it away, Achilles on Paper Thin.
We are going to do our damnedest, but every time we thought we were going to get something weird, it wasn't that weird in the end. We've had some, unfortunately, pretty straightforward performances from a lot of the teams. This one, we are hoping to get down and dirty, into the mud, into the glue, and have some truly just batshit entertainment, to be frank. There's no other way to put it out there. Sorry for your ears.
Oh no.
I'll eat the fine.
They're
it's
bleeding.
all good.
What have you done to me?
Let's go ahead and get ready to get into the action. Toronto, are you ready to get our last team into the playoffs?
Quick start here. Team Liquid looking to push the pace. They're already TP'd in. They're already blast packed in. And they have control of this site. It's going to have to be a full-on retake for PRX.
Decent amount of spam damage has been taken. 3 players tagged up here on the side of Liquid.
Spike plant.
Something needing a bit. Already in position here. Trying to go for the retake on PRX, but they're already losing out on 2 players. Divide will peel one back as Pico will be taken out of the fray here. Moving on to the corner though. It's going to be Divide have to do it all. Can't get it done. 3 players surviving. Liquid find the opening pistol here on Split.
I think the pace catching PRX a bit off guard there. And they just stacked up all in screens trying to make a retake, and that's just a crossfire's dream for Team Liquid. They've got players on every angle, and they just are willing to peek that while PRX is trying to figure out how they're going to make this retake go, how they're going to use their util. By the time they're getting to that stage, they're already getting cut down.
Let's go.
And that's a great start for Team Liquid, especially going up against this PRX team who has done really well in the past against some of the EMEA teams, especially the first time they face them. Oh, there it is.
Trying to get an orb, trying to get a push out, but Team Liquid just absolutely cut them down the size. Nice little headshot here from Divide with that Sheriff. Stops it from being flawless, but exit out event is going to be watched. Spam starts coming through, and it looks like he's just going to go ahead and look to reroute. At the same time, Kiko wanting to go on the prowl, try to find this elimination, which would put him just 1 charge away from having a showstopper.
Exactly.
He will find it too. Kiko off to the races. And if he can find an orb, it's going to be a showstopper as Liquid will be looking to convert a bonus.
Yeah, I love the game plan here for Liquid to start. Just come out swinging. And yeah, PRX tries to use this toxic screen to their advantage to grab an orb, but Team Liquid already in place. Just mowing players down.
One enemy remaining.
Crazy to think. But this is the first time that Nats has ever played PRX on a stage. It's wild to think that, considering how many internationals he and PRX have been at. And that was one of the big things on my mind coming into this. How are they going to handle that, you know, on both sides of the equation? Nax being a phenomenal IGL now. Good flash there.
And Camo is taking the fight. Not ready for the second layer, though, at a ramp. So Jing does manage to trade it back, but Kiko breaks things wide open. Straight up into the A side as Patman falls. Jing gonna try to lurk around the back, but Nat's watching for this, waiting in anticipation and winning it out. Spectre be damned, he finds the kill.
Bring them down.
And that pretty much seals the deal on this bonus getting converted.
I would think this should be a save at this point. Forsaken and Divide
Toxins going up.
Maybe going for some damage here.
Kiko lingering within the smoke. The corner hold here from Serial. Comes up with the goods, and now it's just Divide. Will not be able to find a damn thing. Team Aces, Team Liquid, get themselves a 3-0 start here on Split.
It's a bit concerning. I think one of the things that I really liked about Team Liquid, especially watching their match against MIBR yesterday, was the coordination that they have. You know, you heard Nats talking about it in one of the quick glimpses we got into their comms, where he said, you know, call it out. If they're left, we go left. If they're right, we go right. You know, whatever we're doing, let's make sure we do it as a team. And you're already seeing that tremendous coordination from Team Liquid here to start. And PRX is trying to spread the map a bit, go for some one-and-done plays, trying to use their natural talent to get some advantages, but Team Liquid is way ahead of them right now. Well, there you go. Okay.
Peter of a shot, a little bit short on that haunt, but still able to find an opening kill. Getting on the board in thrifty fashion would certainly be a PRX maneuver. There's something, speaking there from the box, just a classic in hand, opts to go ahead, back away, give up a bit of space, and then try to escort the rest of the team forward. The flashes try to fly. Not getting the full blind, but the paranoia will certainly do the job. Slows up the approach here. The shots start connecting. 2 more kills gonna be found for the side of PRX, and Kiko down to 6 HP. Puts PRX now in a fantastic position to convert this.
Great adjustment from PRX, and a good opener kill, able to find that by Patman's way. That really opens things up. I mean, Kiko.
Enemy remaining.
Yep.
Bucky shall strike them down. Mastercard thrifty confirmed. PRX sparing themselves some blushes from the previous 3 rounds.
Yep. That's about right for PRX. Why save when you have 100 credits and 0 credits between your 2 last players when you have rifles, when you can just go through and win thrifties like this? I mean, it's just the PRX way, and you just have to ride the wave.
Remaining.
That's usually find Serial first. Kiko just dead to rights at that point with 6 HP. Able to take down the full health Kiko there very quickly.
Just awarded 3 more rounds of lifetime to Alex's desk, and there's another solid opening kill. Something on the peek out in the main gets rid of Nats, and Nats on the floor. For PRX players, it's going to feel like the rest of this round should be a bit more breezy.
Poison's off.
This is... Ooh. That's what you need from something. You need that operator to come alive.
Mr. Worldwide just shifting around from A to B. Those first 2 kills, Kiko will be able to answer one back. HyperX look to make a run of this, try to make it as costly as possible. Slim up the bankroll here from PRX, but where does he decide to go is the question. Operator's going to be sliding back in towards garage here. Something on the angle. Ready to bring this one to a swift conclusion, and he shall. 3K. It's PRX their 2nd round win.
Yeah, this is what you really need. The game plan for PRX in the first round hasn't changed to now. It's just they're converting on these opening kills. They're getting that advantage, whether it be Patman, Sheriff, or here something operator. That's really what they need to get going. Got to find those man advantages on this defender side. Don't let Team Liquid get into those post plants. They are going to likely shut you out, no matter how good your retakes are. You have some options now. You could play for a retake here because you've got some of the ults to do so. As PRX, a couple ults for Team Liquid as well. And they're going to send it right off the rip with the Dimensional Drift. Kamo out there. He's not going to see too much. Wide open A site.
Bottom to 1, maybe a glimpse there on the Divide. He's going to try to push the pace here. Get in on top of this Yoru, who takes him low but cannot take him down. Camel surviving 33 HP, but Patman closely encroaching here. Nats around the corner. Dealt with there, HyperX. They fall, the Nightfall's going to be committed. Able to avoid that, so they might not be too certain, but there you go. That's all the confirmation you need. A gun barrel going to be spotted. Showstopper not able to find it. The defuse being held. There you go. Peeks out looking for a bit more. We'll just be met with death, and suddenly we are tied up 3-3.
That's a huge win for PRX, and their aggression here as Team Liquid is trying to get the spike planted is what wins them the round. Divide sacrificing himself for the cause. And then Patman and Forsaken finding a nice crossfire angle, with Patman being right at Divide's heels. Something there to clean it up at the end. That's what they need. Disrupt Team Liquid on those timings.
Boys,
that's where you're going to start winning the round.
Plenty of cash now for PRX, that's just going to be the pit infested here in mid. Playing back around the corner, obviously don't have to be concerned about a showstopper, and something peeks in. Cyril's holding the angle, but something finds the headshot.
Saw the shoulder of the Yoru clone, and he knew it the whole time, knew it the whole way.
Closed.
TP's going around him.
Spots it out, he's trying to clear it. Not able to do so, still potentially a vulnerability here, but it looks like Forsaken is going to sprint over to go ahead and deal with it.
That's good, that really opens up the map a bit more for them. Something holding the line at B. They can lean more towards A now, and they know it. It's going to be a bit of a fake attempt here, a 2-2 split for Team Liquid on this attack to try to get it going.
They do have the pick now coming through. Patman going to be taken out, and with that elimination, they say, okay, just try to send it across. Do they back off of this now? Looks like the answer is going to be no. Still committing to this rotation towards the A site, as Jing going to get timing by Nats.
30 seconds
Brings
left.
it now into a 3v3. Dimensional Drift available for something. They try to go for the retake, but Forsaken filling the site. Gets that full blind onto Kiko. Nats now dealt with, and Patatek, all likelihood, should just go for the save. The smoke dissipating, time not going to be on his side. Gets the spot onto something. Forsaken will be there for the cleanup. PRX now, 4 rounds consecutive. They get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, they're really starting to take map control. Obviously, the Viper's pit helps here. Make sure that mid is unassailable. Forsaken finds a really big kill there from screens, and then repositions away from the paint shells that was coming his way. Makes Kiko pay. Gets a 3K to boot. That's gonna ring out a time out from Team Liquid. They want to try to figure out what the heck is going on, because it looked great to start, and then all of a sudden, PRX just got into gear.
Let's see if they opt to go for any kind of half buy here, maybe a stinger purchase for the team, but they are getting into a good position when it comes down to the ult cycle at the moment. So showstopper for Kiko about to be back online for his second in the half. Halfway to the Dimensional Drift, but the pit for Nats similarly right there. 1 charge left to go.
That's going to be a little bit interesting, because we've seen PRX be pretty aggressive towards the orbs early. So trying to get to one of those extra ults that can maybe be a round changer like Kiko's showstopper, it's something you have to be talking about, I assume, in this timeout. And it's, I think, something that PRX is probably discussing as well. Maybe a little bit of some of their mid-rounding ideas, making sure that you've got your gun outs whenever there is a Viper smoke anywhere near you, because God only knows where Nats is going to be. But a lot of good ideas here from PRX. The game plan, once they started converting, very solid. Team Liquid seemingly going to line up here for a big hit through Garage. And PRX has got quite a few players of their own to try to block this up. C's at the ready.
Just waiting out the clone here. Try to see if they get any more noise coming their way. Crash set, cleared, flash. It does go through. C's going to be in the back there. A bit delayed from the nade. Get the spot out here onto Kiko. They want to try to flush him out. Jing does manage to spray down too.
Down B.
Weapon going to be upgraded. Showstopper online for Kiko. And suddenly this round, it might have just turned on its head. If he can isolate one, the Showstopper could all but guarantee the kill on the other.
Trying to figure out where that operator was. Was worried it might be up in B heaven. But he's actually going to dodge the players of PRX. Devi considering, do I go over to A? Do we try to split this 1-1? We just maintain this B hold.
I think they know that he's going to have that ult online now, so they have to try to play together. Obviously don't want to stack up on the approach, but Kiko will make the right decision by going for the full rotate. There's a real chance of converting this into a round victory.
Absolutely. With that showstopper,
30 seconds left.
You got to be so aware of. No TPs for something. Suppose it could use a Dimensional Drift here.
Has to get there the old-fashioned way, but yeah, Dimensional Drift might be a decent way to try to get the spot out and avoid at least one getting taken down to the showstopper.
Trying to make noise, trying to bait out that showstopper. With patience being shown.
Hasn't swapped weapons. Likely just have to rely on the sidearm here. Get the spot out. Showstopper immediately going to be set. They can try to wait this out. Does buy a decent amount of time. As something Out of the dimensional drift, taken down. Kiko holding on the angle divide, needing to get the clear, and he cannot. It's a Red Bull clutch from Kiko. As Team Liquid tie us up.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how they can work around that angle that Kiko's holding. They just can't quite find the opportunity. Pulls the showstopper at a great time. Something coming out of the dimensional drift into an area where Kiko can get the rocket to land and fall right back to the safety of cover. And Divide left in that 1v1 where Kiko's holding the angle. And that is a nice round for Team Liquid. They are going to have a couple more ults as well. You're talking about that cycle. Now you've got a pit and a cosmic divide.
Take some aggressive space and trying to find a catch here on the Nats. Just going to go ahead and scoop up that orb 2 charges away from a showstopper as something clears out the gate crash here at backside. Holds him at bay for now. Another one going to be sent though, and Divide, perfect position to run by the punish for Kiko again! Absolutely destructive. 2 quick kills. Something's positioned now known. Kiko gets the trying across, another 3K for him. Player advantage in the hands of Team Liquid. Spike forward, opposite side of the pillar. Forsaken just cycling these smokes as Jing gets himself up into heaven, catches a glimpse of one. Cannot find the kill, nor a lick of damage. On the repeat though, Serial taken down out of backside. Forsaken avoiding the haunt. Here's the tap, swings in on a perfect timing. It all comes down to Nets, but Jing is there. Quickly playing off his fallen teammates. PRX reestablish a lead.
This is beautiful coordination here between Forsaken and Jing. Never overcommitting to their angles. Forsaken doing a good job being elusive, TPing into a smoke, moving out of it as it's about to dissipate, dodging the haunt, throwing another smoke of his own, and they have no idea that he's going to be so close to stop that plant. Jing hits a real banger there onto Serial with the Phantom from afar, right there for that crossfire, dropping down right as Forsaken wants to swing. Absolutely beautiful work between those two, the longtime teammates.
Still neck and neck though here between these two squads.
There.
Very much a shared effort from the side of PRX, just 1 kill separating the top from the bottom. There's Kiko, got his carry pants on. And Divide just get taken down. Angel try to open up a bit of space here in heaven. Forsaken on the reposition. It's in behind the box, avoids the haunt. But this is going to be Liquid just pumping the brakes and starting to explore opposite side of the map. Cutting across now through the sewer, and Batman on a walkabout. He will end up behind them, but does he get the read?
They're not making any noise. If they had made any noise at all in sewers, he would have been very, very aware, but he is suspecting that they have gone to the other side of the map. Continues to lurk in that direction. Granted, he'll have that angle open. Now that Cosmic Divide is going to give away the script.
Onto the A side, does allow him to sprint forward a little bit before he has to worry about making noise here. Seems Serial classic at hand, going to be the first point of contact. He's going to try to get through. Pit now invested from Nats. There's the backstab coming through. Just disrespecting this as Forsaken pushes forward, but he thought that he finished the kill there. On to Camo, doesn't end up getting taken down, but something quickly trades it back. The Pit's still going to be a major concern here for the side of PRX. Push forward, Kiko shut down. It's just Nats now with a ghost. There's something up onto the Raptors. We'll be able to find him. Lead now stretched, PRX get up to 6.
Yeah, this is so crucial here that Patman finds that timing on the lurk. He has been so good at that, especially on Icebox in this event. Now showing you that he can open it up on different maps. That creates that extra angle that they really, really needed. Pulling out the gun. Got there just in time. Forsaken there. Couldn't quite find the second, but did enough damage. Kiko, let's go for the timing off the util. Not going to happen. Some ultimate
frustration on that. Sometimes you think you got enough bullets through. It's back into a buy, and Kiko is going to be bringing an attack up to bear.
Surprisingly, no op for PRX. Could definitely afford one.
Cover going out.
Attempted setup here. Trying to get the catch onto that lurking Viper.
Who's next?
Dimensional drift to start. Camo pushing forward, trying to get the scout out. Finds a spot, onto something, tries to go for the exit, but he is just not out at all. Why they're in the hall, Jing, he's out looking Nats. Redfall now, avoided by one. A catch on to two. They have to backpedal and give it the off investment. They might just look to save. Able to find one. Jing going to be taken down here in mid, but the rest of the team refills the space. The spike now stranded.
Mid.
Backing away now. Saying, okay, you guys can grab that spike. We've got numbers. Let's make sure we're playing for trades. Maybe PRX guesses wrong a bit on which site, but they're just going to sit and spawn and look for that lurk. They're one player unaccounted for, maybe in their minds as well. I feel like they got to make sure that they know where it's at. But as we can see, this may actually just be a save.
The players worlds apart with just 18 seconds remaining. Well, you can just go ahead and hold on to this, and I mean, you can take a look. The economy is in a very poor spot at the moment here for Team Liquid.
10 seconds left.
50 creds on camo. We need these carried over weapons to find some impact going into this next round. But with this win here, PRX guarantee themselves a lead at the half.
Yeah, you're going to have some pretty nice ults, though, for Team Liquid. You're going to have a showstopper. You're going to have a nightfall.
Last round.
Working into this next round. You most likely have a showstopper. You're one away. So there's a good chance that Kiko's going to find it. Great read there by something.
Still had time on the ult as well. It's just...
Thought he was safe.
Yeah, just a misread.
Might have been something that PRX noticed in a VOD. That's where he likes to get out of that dimensional drift. They were just ready for it. Judge for Forsaken.
Yeah, maybe looking to get aggro here in Garage. Try to just maybe TP forward. Get in deep. By the way, yep, smoke is going to be pushed through. He can hold the door as Boombot does get the reveal here on Serial.
Now you should really be able to kind of put some pressure down on other parts of the map as PRX, but they're playing pretty passive on A and B side. They've completely ceded over mid-control. Devi's just going to play a little bit back towards stairs. Team Liquid, slow but sure, working their way forward. Nat's going to try to counter lurk, remembering what Patman did previously. But for now, PRX playing very patient. They want to get this judge going.
Shadows traveling.
Big presence here in mid. Peek towards the vents, Prowler. Not spotting anything there for Patman. Liquid now in a position where they can go for a quick pivot if they don't like what they're seeing on this B site.
Toxins going up.
Cyril at the moment, his work absolutely cut out for him.
I think this Nightfall's gonna whiff.
30 seconds left.
It's gonna whiff.
Hit anybody.
That's gonna encourage them to now push forward. The drop down, swing out from Jing off the back of the paranoia sent from Forsaken, who still holds down Garage. That's able to fight back for one, but Jing gets himself a third and something cleans up the rest. 8 and 4 at the half. PRX with one hell of a recovery.
Crazy to think that Team Liquid only got one round after winning the bonus, and PRX came storming back on their defender side.
Good position to be in here for PRX on their map pick, but it is a Liquid after all. We'll see how they fare as they swap over to the defending side and come back after halftime.
One enemy remaining.
Face your death, cause you play the roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets, cause we know where we at, we know we top there. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops there. I'm taking off like a rocket here and stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. It's always a surprise when all
8-4 at the half with PRX in front. Recovering from that 0-3 start. We'll go ahead and take a look at the Coinbase econ report here. As what's going on? What's up with that?
Operators are pricey.
Yeah, they are.
He had like 11 kills. Divide by 0, you're just that good.
Yeah, I guess so. But for Jing and Keiko, they've kind of been two of the big bright spots here for them, current kill leaders on their respective teams.
Absolutely. I mean, Kiko, so hot in some of these rounds. I mean, you can see there early on, he dropped off just a bit, and Jing just accelerated as that half went on. Still, he, isn't in the same area as the kill count as Kiko. He's 3 behind, but he started to really find some impact there. Found some good trade moments. Really liking that Jing in some of those situations wasn't overcommitting. Old PRX might just try to go for some of those big hero plays out in the open. This PRX has some good discipline. They're really well-tuned here today, much more than some of the other situations we've seen them in the past.
PRX going to go for a bit of protection here, it would seem. Half armors on most of the players, aside from Devi. Jing with a frenzy to try to run them down. Gets the headshot with the Patitech, but Patitech answers back. Ghost headshot gets the cleanup. He'll fall down to 22, but keeps himself alive. So full pivot here from PRX, but Team Liquid kind of on top of this. Have a triple stack set up, pushing now in towards Mail.
Not a bad idea, but Patitech just outplays Jing there. PRX trying to do a little bit of a fake, a little bit of a double take, but Team Liquid has rotated over. Might have a good opportunity. A weak Patitech here on B site. They can get through quick. He might be able to get a plant down and make it a 4v4.
Keeping it quiet. Finds himself another headshot Forsaken. Down to 20. Swing up to the corner. And Patitech sprawling them here. This team will go 2-0 in pistols. Take that first step towards recovery here on split.
Well, half armors didn't make too much of a difference there.
Definitely not.
That was just really clean shooting, especially Patitech. God, that's good. That's so hard to do, especially as Jing gets a headshot on the way through. And they just get that crossfire from B Heaven. Start mowing players down, and yeah, that one's frustrating.
Unblinking there for Mind Freak, just staring in disbelief. Now Outlaw brought forward here, full investment from the side of Liquid, so any casualties will be costly. That's once again with a Spectre. Looking here in the mid, gets the transfer. Something and Forsaken both can take it down very swiftly. To the haunt, Jing out wide. That's with a 3K, looking for 4. Devi will be able to shut him down a bit.
Concealment.
Pulling off a Thrifty from here, looking nigh impossible. That being said, Petman does continue to make this worse and worse overall for Liquid. Kiko will find the final 2 shots. So a couple weapons going to be lost here. It's still going to be Team Liquid closing out the anti-eco.
Yeah, Nat's there. So stalwart. Just holding the line with that Spectre. Taking in something, trying to make something happen.
Enemy remaining.
And Kiko, good angle.
Okay,
and an Outlaw cleans it up, and maybe Alex wanted more players to push Nats. I think that was maybe the plan there, is to just run him down and see what happens. Neither here nor there, as we now have all rifles for the side of PRX, and not too bad still. I mean, that Outlaw not going to find any value, as there is everybody with, well, it could find value, but everybody's got full armors on the side of PRX. Making a bit of noise as they're starting to line up for this hit, but you've got Team Liquid set in, and they're dug in.
3 players in position as the clone eats the damage. Patitech taken down to 46 behind it, but Jing, once again, a casualty. Some counter spray from Forsaken will be able to flush the enemy fade out of the smoke. Team Liquid now needing to rotate the full forces across. Concern about a potential late flank here, but we'll soon find out that everyone from PRX situated over towards the side itself. Patman with a nice headshot, able to find camo. That's going to be cleaned up. There's 2 players remaining here. Spot onto Kiko comes through. Patman finds himself another. Hero with a recovered Vandal from his fallen teammate will only be able to pull 1 back. A little bit of damage going to be found, but PRX this time are able to deny the bonus conversion.
I I got a bit concerned there initially with PRX trying to force their way up into A heaven. And that clone body blocks perfectly for Patty Tech, but Forsaken able to track him down, and then Forsaken sees that there's two players here at the top of ramp, calls immediately for reinforcements to swing over to help him out. Patman, Johnny on the spot in this round. Does a really nice job. That's going to give PRX a 3-round lead. Team Liquid, though, can't quite buy up full. The Bulldog and a Stinger there, a couple of their players. This PRX going to have the advantage in firepower. They're taking their time, trying to see what kind of response they get. Get the Haunt, even get a Prowler out from Team Liquid. So that's not too bad in terms of utility that gets thrown their way. Now they're going to cut noise. Think about this B hit, but a couple of Astra Stars here right at the front. You've got two players. Yeah, two players up in B heaven. Got to make sure that's somehow accounted for.
Sees Nade going out. Paranoia not getting the connection there. Grab well. Away here from Serials. Patman it's the Nightfall online with that orb take. Seems like PRX maybe a pump fake out, but at the very least, not going to go barreling into this B side quite just yet.
They're going to try to create a bit of a crunch here. Maybe. Nope, they're going to back off. They don't like it. They're going to try what they did on that pistol round again. Got to wait for Forsaken smokes to cycle in. They just do.
Face your fear!
Nightfall towards heaven. They're going to connect 1-to-1. Haunt, spin away, Kiko's position here. As Jin goes barreling forwards, able to find the headshot, something covering fire, cleaning up two. Camo arriving, peeking, finds the kill. Patman now left to his own devices. Spots out the enemy Yoru. Trying to flush him out, the Prowler. Firming presence from the other player. Tries to fake the plant, but he's just completely, utterly surrounded. Team Liquid deny double digits here from PRX.
Yeah, I think for PRX here, getting a little too thoughtful, to be honest. They probably just could have gone for this hit a little bit sooner, or I liked the original idea that I saw them trying to go for, where they were going to try to push B heaven. Because that angle is really giving them problems here on this defender side. The Team Liquid players have been really good at getting those crossfires to go and really good at shutting the PRX executes down on that side of the map. And now you're going to be down onto a weaker buy for PRX. He's an outlaw for something. Divide does have enough for a Phantom. Shotgun for Jing.
That outlaw can find some value. Serial does have half armor. As the Bucky, it's going to be a colossal whip. Doesn't manage to find Nats at all. Dodges every little pellet there. As Orb's dropping into mid, and it's just a firing squad for Nats and Patty to take advantage of. Spike now dropped out here in the center. Both players full armor, as this is a heavy stack. Does get the hit on the Patty Tech to take him low, but Nats on the creep forward, catches the buy off guard. Team Liquid within touching distance, just one round from tying things up.
I'm curious to see if this is where we get a timeout from PRX. Starting to feel like kind of not sure of themselves here on this attacker side.
Which is uncharacteristic.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And I think maybe this is one of those ones where you need to just say, hey, we need to go at them. We need to come out with some confidence. You know, we've got the dimensional drift, so we can go for a big set play off the rip. Try to really just knock Team Liquid out of the round before it even really starts. That's the PRX classic. But, you know, they're trying to work the map. You got to respect it. They're trying to find their moments, but against this Nats-led Team Liquid, they're reading it every step of the way. They're not finding value when they need to.
It's a pivotal moment here for PRX as they call their first timeout. Not able to close out this round. Economy is going to be in the dumps once again. And Liquid is really about to hit their stride with the ult economy. One away from a showstopper, the Nightfall, the Cosmic Divide, 3 from that dimensional drift, and Nats already has the pit ready to go. This is where PRX need to try to keep the team separate, give themselves that buffer zone.
Absolutely. This is maybe the most pivotal round in the map. This one right here, PRX can get it to go. It's going to give them a little bit of a buffer, some of those ult cycles, where they can maybe find some trades, get into an ult cycle of their own. They're not too far away from a showstopper themselves.
Might have some fighting here around B, though. Look at this stack. Everyone from Team Liquid other than Nats.
Good thing We saw after the last time out, both teams want to try to fight over this garage control.
Prowler cleared something about the spot out. Just about everyone know, doesn't push in. Showstopper attempt to send it there. Just get gunned down, Camo with 2. Something still creeping forward. He had just kind of completely off guard. That's it, started the rotation. He is nearby. Here's the spike getting planted. Can he do the most Nats thing ever and clutch this out? A 1v3. Well, Jing has a showstopper. Takes a peek around. Glimpse onto 1 as Snakebite goes bounding forward, but something can just ride the rope out to safety. Jing on the right side does have the kill. PRX, the timeout works a treat. Once again, shove back Team Liquid.
Yeah, but I love this from PRX. They get a little bit of contact. They're able to sneak Forsaken around to another position where Team Liquid isn't ready for him, even though Camo able to find a couple big kills. In the meantime, something uses his ult to take control of B, finds out that there's nobody up there, is able to set up an extra angle for PRX. So just a little bit of a pause into an acceleration, and now you've got almost every ult possible for Team Liquid other than the showstopper that was just used. Showstopper for Jing as well. But a lot to consider for PRX in this round.
Prowler sees nothing. Flash forward into the gate crash. Had a tech headshot through the box. Taken down so very low. And there's a barrel stop onto Camo with the rocket. Finds the kill. Nat's going to be spotted. Jing not going to go for the chase. Go trying to push forward, but Nats, in all of the chaos, does manage to swing in from behind. Finds that pick. Jing gone. Forsaken ADS'd in.
What an angle.
Cleans up the Viper.
Concealment.
Player advantage now to the side of PRX. And had you been able to find that kill on a Forsaken, had Nats not gotten taken down, you feel pretty good about committing some ultimates in this to try to turn the tides of this. But instead, it's going to have to be the call to save because the economy is just not in a fantastic position. Team Liquid have to just sit back and watch as PRX get up to 11.
Yeah, this is a tremendous entry here by Jing with his showstopper. Finds huge value in taking Camo out of the round. That's that dimensional drift for the retake gone. That's a bunch of flashes, another util gone. And then Jing, even though he dies for the cause, he buys enough time for the rest of his team to get onto the A site, get that plant down. And what a cheeky angle that Forsaken takes there to get that kill onto Nats. He's been really creative with his positioning here on OMEN on this map. He has profited, and just nothing you can do there. Okay, Nats gets his 1, but
honestly, Jing did Camo a bit of a favor by taking him out so quickly. You can see that dimensional drift was about to come through. Was an opportunity, was an alternate reality where
maybe that happens.
Just ends up getting burned. And
right.
They just don't have that critical tool anymore. Can at least be grateful for that, but it's going to be a final timeout call now for Team Liquid. Still 4 ultimates banked here at the moment, still able to get the rest of the players bought up. It's going to be half armors for damn near everyone.
Well, now I'm just loving what I'm seeing from PRX, just turning up the tempo here in these last couple of rounds since their timeout, just playing to their strengths. That's what they need to do. You know, they tried going back to some of the more meta comps, right, earlier in the year and in the offseason. They tried to play Valorant as everybody else thinks it's supposed to be played. Didn't work. Guess what? Right back to W Geek Gaming, and that's what you need. And they have been just so explosive since. Yes, they were the 3rd place seed out of Pacific, but they have just gotten better and better and better through stage 1. And they are trying to take Team Liquid's map pick away from them, 2 rounds away from doing so. Team Liquid needs to get that comeback started. They still have all of those ults that they had in the previous round.
See how they try to utilize them. Just be a send off the rip as you hear a bit of noise here in mid. Be good early information for them, but if it's not going to be the case, a couple Guardian shots going through. Nats gets a tag.
Yeah, you're real wary of traps here. Saw this a little bit from Team Liquid against MIBR, where at some of these choke points, they would set up for these util combos that would just wreck a team's day. And we've already seen what they can do. Some of these crossfires here. PRX gonna try to cut through again, using that poison cloud against them.
Flash out as that does end up dropping. Something stunned up here for the moment, but no one in position to try to find the punish there. Dimensional drift in play, but teammates falling down around him. Camo having to backpedal himself out the alley safely this time around as the Nightfall's gonna go across. Decay damage found. Camo re-entering, swings in, instantaneously finds a headshot. As Forsaken gets put on the floor, we enter into a 3v3. Looks for a little bit more. The wide swing from something. Now does it. Gets the job done once again. Back off here from Patatek. Nats approaching from heaven. Patatek able to find one, but Patman challenges in for the fight. Instantly finds the kill, and PRX
Match point.
shrug off the timeout, get themselves the map point.
And the economy's still going to be a little bit funky. Going to be one Guardian having to be bought here for Team Liquid. Something with the some swing gets Camo, and that is a difference maker in that round. And Patman couldn't convert on the pull-off of the spike plant previously. This time he's good for it. And that's got Divide fired up.
4 rounds in a row needed here for Team Liquid. Guess it's going to be a pit to go ahead and lock off mid. Try to limit PRX's options, but seems like they have very much settled their sights on A.
Face your fear!
Fall not going to spot anything. All players playing up in towards heaven, as well as the vents. Wide open here for the taking. Cosmic Divide, maybe a counterfeit available. As he does get taken down, Patatek able to go ahead and collect that one over towards screens. But not finding the reveal. Clear on the blast pack, spam through. Camo taken so very low. Just 1 HP remaining on him, but he's still managing to find 2 kills. Patman and Forsaken both going to be taken down. All falls to Jing, turns back in, finds the first. Another paint shell going to be built up, but he's looking for another weapon perhaps to use. Either way, swings the corner to his demise. As things get chaotic, Team Liquid keep themselves in this map.
But that's the end of the ult well for Team Liquid. They had to use everything to get this to go, and they do. And Camo, absolutely ridiculous stuff there. So low HP, and just swings out with a beautiful spray transfer.
7 HP overall, decayed to 1. Unbelievable. It looks like Jing, still a smile on his face, still feeling comfortable, but you have to suspect that Alex is not feeling the same way backstage.
He gambled a bit, paid the price.
One end right there and then, but 3 more chances here for PRX to stop that OT.
This isn't a guaranteed hit for PRX. They're just looking to see if they can put these shotguns to good use. Spike though. Oh, gotta be careful there.
Yeah, judge at that range, not gonna do a whole lot of anything. Backs away, just get the paint shell out. So for his boldness, Jing does get rewarded a bit.
He gets the boombot and the paint shells out of that, so it's a lot of impact util on a retake. That's on a timing, suspecting that maybe PRX has taken control of Mail, and he is correct. Buy some time.
Backs away from the angle. Paranoia going to be sent, not going to catch that on to Nats, but it's going to be Demise something coming away with 1. Serial back sight, finding himself 2 kills. Makes it a 2v2, but now there's going to be a pit in play. Spike picked up Forsaken. Rotates over, gets the plant, has the ult as well, can go on a scouting mission. Camo immediately dropping down. He's trying to fake it. He's just sprinted into back sight, and they have absolutely no idea. The retreat forward, Devi's been outdone. Patty finds Forsaken, and my God! Team Liquid are making a go of this.
Unbelievable! The fake clone works the tree. The confidence to do that in that moment. Unbelievable.
It's such a gamble, because if it's anybody else other than the Viper, they likely try to clear it. But Divide doesn't want to give the position away. They don't want to shoot at it. And he actually managed to pull it off on an international stage.
Nice! It's my clone!
That is so damn smart.
Now you've got PRX on an eco. 1 away from a dimensional drift, couple away from a showstopper. The ult cycle looking decent for both teams, actually.
Quick exit, Paranoia already committed, and Patatek holding down ramps. Camo ready to pinch in from behind, goes for the strike. Divide can provide another at the same time. As the dust will settle, Patman alone has to clutch this out to bring this map to an end. He's got Serial. Matt's on the opposite side. 72 HP, 1 Prowler, 1 Haunt.
He's had some clutches in Pacific. He can do it.
Toxins going up.
Plays it quiet. Back of sight here behind the screen. Double push forward out of the elbow. Swings in, is good for 1, but cannot get the other. Serial survives, as does Liquid, who are now 1 round away from taking this into OT.
And this is going to be a wild final round of regulation on this map. There are going to be a bunch of ults in play. Patty Tech again, able to hold the line on the defensive side. Divide gets 2. Camo striking, being a difference maker on that Yoru once again. Nice! They've got a real chance, and I think, yeah, absolutely, you would want a timeout here as PRX. You still had 1 more. Talk about this round. If you've got a set play, if you've got a set strategy that you know is money, now's the time to cash in.
From the shadows, as well as the Dimensional Drift online, the Showstopper and Nightfall combo, 1 charge away. PRX, can they bring this to a conclusion, or does Liquid take this the distance? Let's see what the game plan ends up looking like here for PRX. But Toronto, you guys want to see this go to OT? See if this can happen, if Liquid can continue to persevere.
And
PRX can just close it out now.
They're close to a couple ults for themselves. You can get Kiko into that Showstopper. That's going to be really scary for PRX. Obviously, they want to do the same. They're stacking up. Maybe thinking about some kind of A exec. This is going to be the strong side, it looks like, for Team Liquid. Obviously, the TP there for Camo to get out of dodge if necessary. Something going to try to create a little bit of an info gathering mission here for himself.
He spotted anything there. Nat's able to back away fast enough. Running out of time, but the A site open. So won't get punished, but also doesn't spot out anyone at all, including Kiko. Showstopper now invested. As Jinx flying at him, and he's dead. As it explodes erupt beneath his feet. Kiko looking for the ace, and he has it. What a round! An ace from the Rays of Team Liquid takes us into overtime.
Unreal stuff from Kiko. He is masterful in the moment. Team Liquid, 4 rounds in a row to send it to overtime. And it comes off of an ace. The Dimensional Drift doesn't see a thing. All of Team Liquid is hidden in their positions, and it isn't read quickly enough by PRX to do anything about it. Jing tries the blast pack ahead of the Showstopper, couldn't get high enough. The ups weren't there. And unbelievable scenes here in Toronto.
And he effectively does it all by himself. That is going to have PRX reeling, but they don't have time to try to recover fully as Patek swings in, takes down something as he forced up for the operator. Jing now gone. Both duelists dead. Here on the defense. These Liquid are going to look to try to make this a very quick OT. Double push down in towards mid. Forsaken and Device, shoulder to shoulder.
They're
trying to clear this out, but yeah, they're just hugging back. Waiting for it with a triple stack high-low.
Just felt like Nats has a read there.
Download complete.
PRX wanted to get too aggressive. You know, they were trying to fly high in some of those rounds. And off the rip here, with so many players in mid trying to create pressure, he just got the vibes. And he was ready to rock and roll. 2 players for PRX left to try to do something about this 5-man stack that Team Liquid is going to bring to bear.
30 seconds left.
Right on a timing. Big crash forward, Divide.
Player standing.
Trying to rush forward, catch them off guard, but There's just too many players on the opposite side. They haven't lost anyone. Padman now would need to ace clutch. Can only take the first step. Team Liquid, 5 rounds consecutively, get themselves the lead. Map point now there's 1 away from stealing HyperX's map pick.
Kill right there from Patty Tech. That Prowler may be enough to kind of something guessing. Yeah, there's 3 players there.
Enemy remaining.
Forsaken, not gonna go well. And Camo really coming alive here in some of these rounds towards this 5-round run that Team Liquid has strung together. Kiko as well, of course, still absolutely going crazy.
More off force, but it's something dead again. This time Jing is able to answer back. A kill, finds a second. Play advantage here for PRX as they look to try to extend this OT. Devi tagged up. Now Kiko's position going to be confirmed. Paint shells will find a bit of additional damage there onto the enemy Viper.
Spike planted.
Spike now planted. PRX 4v3 to try to hold this, but Kiko covering fire, finds the buy. Jing is still able to clean up one. Showstopper going to be lobbed in towards heaven, and Jing now on for an ace of his own. Serial tucked in around the corner. Trying to utilize the smoke here against him, pushes forward in case the angle's going to be from screens, but here's the drop. Swings in, looks for it, denied. Serial now with an opportunity to try to bring this to its end, but Forsaken says no. 13-13. This OT will continue.
Switching sides.
Unbelievable. Jing's turn to step up to the plate and potentially change the destiny of this map. Opens up, solid spray, catches Camo. Had it in his mind that Camo had tried to lurk through that particular screen before.
Last player standing.
And that showstopper on point. And a sigh of relief there for Forsaken.
Tricky angle to try to get value out of that one. Manages to weave it through.
Toxins going up.
Tied up once more. Chance for PRX to try to retake the lead.
Toxin screen down.
Liquid wanting to stop that from happening. Orb does get taken. Forsaken. He pings it out.
Just knows.
He reads it precisely, but doesn't try to go for any real spam damage there with that judge. Wants to stay planted in position here and catch them off guard later. In the meantime, though, Liquid. Quick investigation, 3 players. Rotating in, get the quiet drop down through the vent.
A lot of this is off that early Omen smoke that was deep outside of Garage. They feel like this might be the weak side, and they've read it correctly.
Something potentially at risk here. That's a gate crash that would take him out to safety. If anybody just peeked out from heaven, he'd be dead to rights. Because at the moment, does not have the read on this, but now certainly does. The util starts to fly. But here comes the approach in from main, and Team Liquid are just playing around, playing these angles so beautifully. Patman gone, just Devi, Forsaken, and Jing.
Then,
3 OGs to try.
Look who's lurking.
Close this out, but yeah, and they have to know. There's not much that they can do about it here for the moment. They're taking about the turn back, and there's the timing. That's some striking when you least expect. Devi, last one standing. Bit of damage. Just to wait out the vulnerable. A 1v2. He can isolate, break through this opening corner here, but he's not even reading it. Patitech will take him down. Spam the ground. Liquid once again in control.
Where are you? Switching sides.
Just those early kills again for Liquid. And it's something here left on an island. Just not aware of the negative space that had been given up. Not aware that they had gotten through mid so quickly until the util was already there. He never got contact over at long A either. So he was just left there with his pants down.
Nice!
And then the rest of PRX trying to fight through, but Nats's lurk once again just ruins any real hope of that 3v5 coming through. It's actually a Liquid timeout here.
And wanting to get a good, solid game plan together. One more round on this defending side. Try to bring this map to a conclusion. Does obviously open up for PRX. Get involved, to have a conversation, to have a game plan, a read of their own. See what ends up coming to fruition here. It's Kiko about to drop 30 with one more kill.
Yeah, this is This could be a real boon here going into the second map for Team Liquid. This is PRX's map pick. You almost, you were looking like it was going into sunset. You were going to be down 0-1. Instead, you've got a real chance to close it out in this round. Go into your map pick with an advantage. PRX would absolutely be kicking themselves. They can't get through here. Another chance, another A strike, seemingly on the cards.
Little bit of noise made there. Forsaken at the ready, but no noise, no contact from that ramp Heaven side, so it does save it. Haunt over the top, cleared out. The rest of the team up towards the ramp. Prowler gives it away. Making a little bit more noise than Patatek. Takes out something once more. Just not been given any opportunity to really find impact in these OT rounds. Consistently dying right off the top.
It's the one player who's played against PRX before.
Jing bounding forward, Nats. Waiting here, striking, swings in towards Heaven. Hatman faces back, does manage to find that kill, but now it's a 2v3. Must win for PRX and Forsaken. Evens up the odds. Planta now come through. Camo trying to find this enemy Omen.
Here.
Forsaken ends up getting tucked back through.
One flash left. Gotta make it a good one.
It's the only bit of util. Aside from Forsaken with 2 teleports. Liquid trying to see if PRX get impatient here. Lobbin on that flash. Not able to find anything. The smoke anticipating. Forsaken fighting one, but cannot get the other. 15-13 as the defuse comes in. Team Liquid fight back and steal away split.
What a comeback here for Team Liquid. It took 4 rounds in a row to send it to OT, and they get it done in the second go in the overtime rounds. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable scenes and performances here from Team Liquid. PRX gonna be kicking themselves a bit. Sunset gonna be coming up next, and it's a must win